Hello. My name is Sam Singer, and welcome aboard Train Gum. Train offers an organic, all-natural, sustainable alternative to chewing gums currently available on the market. Train utilizes 4 ingredients: chicle, the sap from a gum tree, sugar, water, and all-natural flavors. That's it. When I tell people I'm starting a gum company, they usually ask me a few questions. A gun company? No, gum, like chewing gum. Oh, well, that makes a little more sense. How did I come up with this idea? Like many great students, I was zoning out one day while attempting to do some homework. I had a pack of gum on my desk, so I decided to chew a piece. It sucked. What am I even chewing here, I thought to myself. And just like that, the idea hit me like a train wreck. I could do this better myself. I looked at the back of the pack to see exactly what was in the gum, and I couldn't even pronounce half of the ingredients. Something needed to change. I chewed on the idea some more and did some research on the internet. I found a make-your-own chewing gum kit, and just like that, Train had left the station. I followed the instructions, but the first few batches I made were pretty terrible. They fell apart in my mouth, and whatever I had just concocted couldn't have passed for something edible, or chewable as it were. But I kept Train chugging. I took most of last spring and all of this summer to perfect my recipe. As my parents can attest, gum is a sticky business. But a few ruined pots and countertops later, I finally had the gum I wanted. I had balanced the flavor with the consistency, and Train now had the ideal chew. From the onset of leaving the station, I kept Train running with the most basic ingredients I could use. While I tried syrups such as agave, rice syrup, and various corn syrups, I finally devised my own recipe for a simple syrup. Using sugar, water, and a touch of all-natural flavoring, I could control the consistency of my own syrup, while also knowing that I had done no chemical tampering to the sweet mixture. Additionally, I had experimented with powders and extracts for flavoring before finally landing on oil, which packed the initial punch and lasting flavor I wanted for Train. I knew all along, however, that I wanted Train to be powered by chicle. As I mentioned before, chicle is the sap from a gum tree. Chicle used to be the base of all chewing gum until cheaper synthetics like rubber and plastic replaced the gum base. Chicle is harvested by hand by chicleros and grows only in the rainforests of Central America. In addition to chicle, sugar and the organic fruit flavors that Train uses all grow natively to the Central American region. While I currently source chicle from online and the other products from my local grocery store, all of these products can be sourced using fairly traded practices. I fully intend to use this trade method. When you buy a pack of Train, you are not only benefiting yourself as an all-natural chewer, you are also benefiting the farmers, their families, and their communities with each purchase. At this point, I thought Train would zoom ahead on its tracks. Well, as it turns out, I was in for a bit of a delay. Innovation is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. Now that I had a product, I only had 98% of the way left to go. And while it wasn't exactly a derailing, a lot of obstacles still stood in my way. I needed packaging. Because Train is all natural, the gum in and of itself is biodegradable and can and should be disposed of just like any other natural product. I wanted my packaging to be biodegradable as well. And just like with creating my recipe, I found my answers online. When I found what I was looking for, I contacted Greenbox New York. They specialize in biodegradable recycled cardboard pizza boxes, but they also take on other projects. After a few emails back and forth, they were on board. Next, I needed a place to make my gum. For legal reasons, you cannot sell a food product that you make in your kitchen. Because I live in the hub of America, Boston, Massachusetts, I was able to find the exact place I was looking for only a few minutes from my house. Crop Circle Kitchen is designed for small business owners like myself to rent space and legally make their food products. Crop Circle is Boston's only shared-use kitchen and culinary business incubator. They have launched 31 new food businesses since August of 2009. Perfecto. I had my gum, a package to put it in, and a place to make it. Now I needed a place to sell it. Boston is known for its snobby intellectuals, its obnoxious sports fans, but more importantly for Train, its organic food market. As we are all food consumers, I'm sure many of you have noticed the rapid increase in the organic market in the past few years. The organic food industry makes over $20 billion a year, and from 1997 to 2008, there has been a 71% increase in the organic food market. As tweeters would say, organic foods are a hashtag trending topic. As an organic food customer myself, I quickly located a couple stores where consumers would be likely to purchase Train. Formaggio Kitchen and City Feed and Supply are two locally owned and operated organic food stores that I have contacted and also want to climb aboard. While I would eventually like Train to have millions of chewers, I think it is important to identify who I believe will be Train's initial passengers. These passengers will already shop organically, and they will be willing to pay a premium for better quality chewing gum. Young, health-conscious professionals may be interested in Train as an attractive new alternative to traditional chewing gums currently available on the market. Also, local food supporters may take strongly to Train when they recognize the locally manufactured nature of the product. While these are only a couple specific groups I would like to target, I will be conducting in-store demonstrations, and these will be a great way to see which types of people leave the train station satisfied. The gum market in the United States is even larger than the organic market, making over $21 billion per year. The average American adult chews 150 pieces of gum a year. Almost every convenience store and supermarket sells gum, so while Train may start as a niche market, the expansion potential is vast. Gum also has many benefits. It is a quick, portable, low-calorie snack. Train, like many other gums, fits cleanly in your pocket and is under 5 calories. Adele recently set fire to the Rain, by chewing gum during her Grammys performance and during her acceptance speech. Michael Jordan chewed gum during every basketball game he played because it helped him concentrate during the game. Gum even improves cognitive function and gives the consumer more energy while they are chewing on a piece. All of these industry and gum facts are well and good, but what sets Train apart, you may ask? What a great question. It is true there are other all-natural gums, but no other gum uses only 4 ingredients, and no other gum uses biodegradable packaging. Train offers 4 different flavors: orange, lemon, spearmint, and peppermint in 4 different packages. Each package is color-coded to coincide with each flavor. A pack is reasonably priced at $2.50, and the 8 pieces in every pack are shaped roughly like a Mento, or, as I like to say, the wheels of the train. Allow me to briefly touch upon how I will use this grant. With the help of my pitch mentor, Greg Woodworth, I have come up with what I believe to be modest projections of figures I can stand by for potential Train sales. $10,000 will go directly into the cost of my goods sold, and with a 30% gross profit margin, my sales will total $33,000. However, there are many additional expenses that will be important for starting and running my business. When all of these figures are accounted for, I will come out of my first year with a net profit of $11,840. It is true that many startups lose money in their first few years, but I believe through hard work and frugality, I will be able to turn a modest profit and continue my success into Train's future. Now you're up to speed with me, Train's conductor. What a long, arduous journey it has been. Just kidding. I've actually had a lot of fun so far, and if you haven't noticed, I love puns. What better pun platform than a train? As the caboose of my presentation, I would like to highlight that Train will follow unique tracks to satisfy chewers. Train is the only all-natural, organic, fairly traded chewing gum available on the market. It is locally produced in Boston, Massachusetts, and with the large gum market and ever-growing organic market, Train's doors will be open for many passengers. I'm excited to keep Train moving full steam ahead. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you for your time. Train gum, chew, chew.
Tastes good.
Thank you.
Hey, Sam, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You clearly have a lot of passion for your product, and you spent a lot of time thinking about it and tasting it, and I'm sure you've had your friends and others taste it, and I think it was wonderful. In the gum business and the candy business broadly, though, it's as much a point about distribution. How do you get into those stores? And you can pick a handful of stores that may find your product attractive, but a handful of stores do not make a business.
Right.
So have you thought about distribution? Because there are clearly huge giants like Wrigley out there who are just waiting to see another new idea come along so they can grab it and push it through their distribution system. How have you thought about that? Or are you simply going to launch and just hope you can get distribution along the way?
So, like I said, I have 2 stores that are already on board. I would like to start in those 2 specifically. And then I will be conducting in-store demonstrations, like I said, to see which people are interested in Train. And then I hope to expand from there.
How do you stop a competitor from doing the same thing?
I think Train is pretty unique in that it's organic, all natural, and fairly traded. So there are 2 current competitors that are all natural gums. There's Glee Gum, which is based in Rhode Island, and Chixa Gum, which is based in Mexico. Chixa does not serve the US market at all. They sell primarily in the United Kingdom. And Glee is candy coated, which these guys are chewing my gum now. They know that Train is not. And so being candy coated just means it's covered in extra layers of sugar and sweeteners.
But you couldn't protect the intellectual property through a patent or...
I have looked into a patent, but it takes upwards of 5 years to actually receive a patent. I am working on a trademark, and I am working on a DBA as well.
Thank you. 2 questions. One has to do with dental endorsement, recognizing that this is not sugar-free.
Right.
So how do you plan to overcome the fact that dentists are telling people not to chew gum with sugar?
So I've experimented with many other sweeteners as well. Like I said, agave, corn syrup, and rice syrup. And if you chew 500 pieces of Train, it's probably not good for your teeth. But if you chew one at a time, then the sugar effects aren't very bad.
And the other is the focus groups. Moms, kids, have you had some focus groups with that segment of the market?
I've had focus groups with my own mom. And one of my main starting points was to target to mothers buying organic food so that they would be interested in shopping not only for themselves but for their children as well. And so it's 5 calories. It's not sugar-free, but it is healthier than a lot of other gums with all those ingredients that you saw. So that's one of the other target markets that I'd like to get into.
Playing off that, what are the demographics of gum users? Primarily 10 to 25-year-olds? Any particular markets in terms of purchasers that you should be more focused on?
So most bubble gum is purchased and chewed by children 12 and under, and then over that it's chewing gum, which is just classified as not bubble gum.
But it tails off after, or is it a pretty even distribution above that age?
Yeah, it's a pretty even distribution.
Okay.
Sam, excuse me. The question that I have is the brand name. So when I start thinking about kind of what you're selling, right? You're selling this organic product that's biodegradable, the fair practices, and then I juxtapose that against Train. Like for me, like Train is like soot, right? So it's like I'm looking for an explanation, but like the opposite of what the benefits of it are, right? So like I was thinking to myself, something like a gum called Pure. Like you'd say, wow, oh God, Pure. Everything else has got these goofy names, like, you know, more whitening, but like Pure would differentiate you, right? So one thing, so there's 2 questions. One is, Why train? And then the second question kind of goes to just marketing, right? Because in the financials, just for the 2 seconds that I saw it, you're assuming 100% sellout, right? So you've got to get the word out, right? So that's kind of where I start getting where I start having my questions, which is, okay, you've got to get the word out to get to the 100% sellout, that this is different, and then they look for something different, and will train be the thing that captures all of that? So if you could give that a shot.
So why train? Like I said, I really like puns, and the whole choo-choo thing, I think is funny, and and I don't necessarily want people to think that they're chewing a product like from the soot of a train or under the seat of a train or something like that.
Right. That's the problem with the name.
So I understand what you're saying.
Right.
And then in terms of marketing, I am setting up social media sites, so Twitter, Facebook, and I have a domain name, but I don't yet have a website set up, but I'm working on that as well.
We have time for one last question.
Well, I was going speaking of social networks, have you thought about online sales
Yes.
to reach that niche market? Because this is really a niche product.
Right. So my primary purchasers will be in stores,
Okay.
but I'm also interested in selling wholesale online because people probably won't buy a single pack of gum online.
Great.
Thank you.